How's it going, everybody? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over a strategy to help you get over 400,000 Stardust in Pokemon Go during Go Battle League weekend. Now, with that being said, as always, if you guys do end up enjoying this video, if you do find it helpful, please make sure to smash that like button down below. It helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this upcoming weekend on October 7th and October 8th, we're going to have 4 times Stardust from win rewards in Pokemon Go Battle League. We're also going to have 20 sets per day, so 100 battles, and this is going to be 200 battles over the entire weekend. The standard amount per day is normally 5 sets, so 25 battles. We're also going to get a free time to research, and this includes Gita's gloves for your avatar if you are able to complete it. I believe we usually get elite TMs as well, but there wasn't anything that mentioned that, so I wouldn't go in expecting to get an elite TM from this. Now, as far as which leagues are going to be available this weekend, we actually have an amazing rotation currently. We're going to have Great League Open, Ultra League Open, and Master League Open. Now, with that being said, the next thing I want to talk about is hitting rank 20 or Ace rank. So basically, as you continue to climb throughout the ranks in Go Battle League, you are awarded more Stardust per win reward up to rank 20 and Ace. Now, the reason why this is so important is because once you get to rank 20, that first win reward is going to give you 870 Stardust. And then the end of set reward is going to give you around like 2,900 to 3,100 Stardust as well. Now, if you make it to Ace rank, which is at 2,000 ELO, you're going to get 900 Stardust for that first win reward. And then it doesn't really matter at that point if you make it to like Veteran or Expert or anything above that, you're still just going to get 900 Stardust. Now, keeping that in mind though, if we do 900 Stardust times 4 times Stardust from the win rewards, you're going to get 3,600 Stardust for winning just one single match in Go Battle League over this weekend. That's pretty crazy, right? Not to mention you're also going to get that 3,100 Stardust for completing a set at this rank as well. If you are lower than rank 20, this is going to be scaled down, so just keep that in mind. Now, for those of you that have been watching my videos for a while now, you know that I actually talk about this quite frequently. So yeah, if you guys have not hit rank 20, definitely try to make that a priority leading up to this weekend, and if you aren't able to get it, that's okay. Just try to go through as many battles as you can, working your way up to this. You're not going to be able to take advantage of like as much Stardust gains, but it's still going to be pretty good, and I would still recommend using the strategy that I'm about to talk about right now. So basically what this strategy is to use during Go Battle League weekends is to go 1-4 on all of your sets, essentially 1 win and 4 losses, and ideally you would do this after hitting rank 20 or Ace rank if you want to farm Stardust. Now, if you're pushing for Legend, obviously the strategy isn't going to apply to you that much. But if you don't really care that much about hitting Legend or climbing up the ranks, and personally as someone who's hit Legend 3 times in Go Battle League, I don't really care that much anymore. I'd personally rather have my weekend available to do other things and spend my entire day doing battles. So if you're basically in the same boat as me where you want to maximize your weekend and free time and you also want to get a ton of Stardust, this strategy is going to be for you. So let's go ahead and do some quick math here. If we do 6,700 Stardust times 20 sets, that's going to give us a total of 134,000 Stardust without a star piece. Then if we do that over the course of both days, because again we're going to have 2 days to do this, so a total of 40 sets, 200 battles, that is 268,000 Stardust without a start piece. Now let's say, for example, you also had a start piece active the entire time. Well, that 268,000 Stardust with a 1.5 times multiplier from that start piece is going to be 402,000 Stardust, and there's a lot of other things you can add on top of that while you're doing this to get even more Stardust. So yeah, the Stardust gains are pretty crazy during GBL weekend, and that's why we're going over these strategies right now. Now, I just mentioned that there are going to be other ways to get more Stardust on top of this, right? So if you redeem the Battle Pass in the shop, and again, this is actually free, so you don't even have to spend anything on it, and this is essentially going to give you Stardust rewards for every 10 wins that you get, and you don't have to redeem these right away. This is going to be a page of 100 wins with a ton of Stardust rewards, and you can do this like 4 or 5 times, I believe, and the rewards are actually pretty good as you complete them. I believe there's like elite TMs mixed in at the end there, so it's definitely worth going through if you plan on doing your battles this season and you haven't done them already. So basically this is what I would do, and this is also what I've done in the past. Go through from that Battle Pass page, redeem all of your Stardust rewards with a star piece active, obviously, then go through, redeem your Stardust win rewards from the GBL battle screen, and now you're ready to go through and go 1-4 as many times as you can within that 30-minute period. This pretty much allows you to get as much Stardust as possible without having to waste a ton of star pieces at the same time, but again, more power to you if you have those star pieces available. And trust me guys, I have done this the past few seasons. I have got a ridiculous amount of Stardust using this method. Now with that being said, I want to go over the 1-4 battle strategy strategy a little bit more in depth because this is something that I feel like a lot of players could take advantage of even on a regular basis if they understand how this works, or at least why it works this way. Now going into this, obviously it's really easy to lose 4 battles, but you do have to still win one, so you kind of need a good team to use. I'm going to give you guys my staple team that's been around since pretty much the existence of Go Battle League, and that team is going to be Shadow Victory Bell, Medicham, and Bastiodon. You guys can see the correct movesets on screen right now. And pretty much the main focus of using Shadow Victory Bell as your lead with Razor Leaf is that any single time you go up against a Water-type Pokemon that your opponent has as their lead Pokemon, you have the advantage right there. And then pretty much you have a counter to whatever they're going to switch into. Like let's say for example they switch into a Flyer to counter the Shadow Victory Bell. Well then you just switch into Bastiodon and then you counter the Flyer. And now you pretty much have the advantage for the entirety of that match. Unless they're like a really skilled player, it's going to be really hard for them to turn that match around. And this is pretty much how you can get things to work in your favor in terms of getting those easy wins, is that if you win the lead, you're already at an advantage over your opponent. But if you lose the lead, then you're kind of playing an uphill battle. If you guys actually want a Master League team, I'm going to give you one right now. This one isn't like super good, but it'll definitely hold up. Togekiss, Dragonite, and Gyarados is really solid. Again, the movesets are going to be on screen right now, so make sure to pause the video if you need to. But essentially that's a team that you could use for Master League. And I could also give you guys an Ultra League team here as well, so maybe I'll put that on screen right now. But essentially, let's say for example you're in the Great League, right? And you go up against a Swampert. Well, you're using Shadow Victory Bell, so it's only going to take like 3 to 4 hits to knock out that Swampert. And then again, like let's say you're in Master League and you're using a Togekiss. If you go up against a fighting type Pokemon like Machamp, Conkeldurr, or maybe a Dragon type Pokemon like Dragonite or Haxorus, Togekiss is going to annihilate that Pokemon. And again, you have the advantage right there. All you have to do is pretty much just clean up the match, and yeah, you're pretty much just good to go. It's not difficult to win those matches, guys, when you win the lead. Trust me, this is something I've done so many times. And pretty much as soon as you secure that first win, you can just top left the remaining battles and just repeat and get through as many 1-4s as you can to accumulate a ton of Stardust on that start piece. Now, you can also use this strategy in general if you want to go through your matches faster. For example, I use this to get my way up to rank 20 each season. It helps me avoid a ton of stress, and it also helps benefit other players with really easy wins. So, again, like you would just go through, it's not like you're trying to get a 1-4, but it's more along the lines of if they have a lead where you win the advantage, you obviously see that match through. If you lose the lead, you just top left and you go into the next match, and this helps you kind of get through your battles really quickly and then kind of secure those wins more efficiently than if you were going through every single battle and in some cases trying to win an uphill battle. Now, of course, I definitely expect some arguments to be made that this is going to hurt the PvP community in some sort of way, but I'm going to be brutally honest here, guys. As someone who's also hit Legend 3 different times and who's actually taken this very seriously and competitively, most players in this game, like most casual players, do not care about PvP. And the players that actually do care are not going to be doing their battles below 2000 ELO. They're going to be pushing for Veteran at 2500, Expert at 2750, and Legend at 3000. So again, like, if you don't care that much, you're probably not going to be battling people who are going to be taking it that seriously as well. Like again, like you can go down to like 1200 rating. You're going to have a bunch of people who are basically doing the exact same thing as you. They're going to throw their matches, you're going to throw your matches. It's just going to be a constant cycle. And if you want to take this seriously, I totally respect that, but you're not going to be fighting the same types of people in the lower ELO brackets as you would in the higher ELO brackets, anything above 2000. I also want to mention that by top lifting your battles, you're also giving easy wins to other players, and you're helping them get more rewards too on the way down. So, it's difficult to say how much this is really hurting the PvP community. Like, I would say that, yeah, the PvP community isn't doing great right now, but that's not really the fault of the system. That's the fault of Niantic, and, there's a whole other conversation there that has been talked about many times from many different creators. Not to mention, there's also many conspiracies about the rigged algorithm, cheating apps that have helped players wins, when they're taking the game seriously. PokeAK and Zionic have both showcased this on their channels, so as the saying goes, guys, don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, for argument's sake, though, let's say you did decide to take every single battle seriously. Well, this can take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes on average per game. You have 5 games in a set, so you're roughly going to get about 4 sets done in an hour, meaning it's going to take about 5 hours on average if you play non-stop to get all of these battles done. So let's say it's really more like 6 to 7 hours with breaks, obviously. It's going to take you significantly less time to just top left any battles you don't win a favorable lead and just go 1-4 every set. Like, that's like maybe 2 hours at most. Now, with that being said, I'd love to hear your own opinions in the comment section down below. I know this is just my own take, but I know that there's a lot of people out there who do also agree with me. Maybe they have full-time jobs and they don't want to play PvP for 6 hours over the weekend, and that's kind of understandable, right? Again, like, I've taken this game seriously. I've taken PvP seriously at one point in my Pokemon Go career, as weird as that is to say, but I've done over like 10,000 battles in GBL. The algorithm algorithm is designed to make you go 50-50 on your battles. And going off those same rules, if you end up losing a lot of battles, you are also more likely to make up those wins later on. Anyways, that's pretty much everything that I have for you guys in this one. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, but if you're still looking for some more content, I'm going to recommend these two videos right here. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.